What's up, guys? So let me start by saying that I am not a Christian apologist. My intention in this video is not to claim supremacy for Christianity above traditional African religions. What I want to do in this video is present arguments to the effect that Christianity would have spread in Africa outside of the colonial context, because usually when you listen to African scholars and African activists, they will tell you that Christianity is a legacy of colonialism. And indeed, to a very large extent, that is true. That is true. But I believe very strongly that Christianity on its merit would still have spread in Africa, even outside of the colonial context, because Christianity has some features that just make it attractive. Now let me say that the fact that there are more Africans today who identify as Christians than there are Africans who worship our traditional religions doesn't mean anything, doesn't mean that is right or wrong. Because I believe in a free market of ideas. Some ideas do better. People gravitate towards certain ideas more than they do to other ideas. When you give people choice, even to the point of choice paralysis, some ideas naturally do well. And so the fact that there are more Africans today who identify as Christians than there are Africans who still practice traditional religions doesn't mean something is necessarily wrong anywhere. And also the fact that African scholars like to call Christianity the white man religion is not totally true. Christianity spread to Europe before spreading to Africa. And so in that sense, calling it a white man religion is a mischaracterization. Now, having said that, why do I think Christianity would have spread in Africa even outside of the colonial context? My number one reason would be that Christianity is a deeply evangelical religion. I'm very sure we all know the Bible verses that tell Christians to go into all the world and preach the gospel, make disciples of all nations, and all those Bible verses. Christianity is a very, very evangelical religion, and Christians tend to take it very seriously. As far as I know, traditional African religions are not evangelical in that sense. They are mostly ancestral and cultural. I don't know of any Shango doctrine that says go and turn other people into Shango worshippers, or go and turn other people into Obatala worshippers or Amadioa worshippers. I've never heard anything like that. But Christianity is a very, very evangelical religion in that sense, and Christians tend to use every medium available to them to, preach their gospel. Whether you're in the bus, I can't count the number of times I've heard people preach in the bus. For instance, as early as 4 a.m., 5 a.m., you find Christians preaching, disturbing you while you're asleep or while you're going to work. They call it morning cry. I don't know what you guys might call it in your own country, but in Nigeria, we call it morning cry. Christians literally, disturb you. They take no prisoners when it comes to them trying to evangelize, proselytize their religion to other people. You find them giving tracts and flyers to you. You even find them renting billboards just to preach. You find them on TV, you find them on radio. So they maximize every available means to preach their gospel. And I agree with you that can be very annoying. I find that to be annoying most times. But the truth is, that also works for them. It works for them. You can't deny that it doesn't work for them. Now, another reason I think Christianity would still have spread even outside of the colonial context would be music and art. Christians do a very good job at leveraging music and art to promote their religion. Let's take music, for instance. There's gospel rap, there's gospel R&B. Of course, we have gospel classics. In Nigeria here, there are gospel musicians who have experimented with traditional genres like Fuji, Akbala. So the point is, Christians leverage music and art to promote their songs, unlike other religions, for some strange reason. Now, I can honestly tell you that I've never heard anybody go to the studio, record a song for Shango or Ifa or Obatala. I've never heard it in my life, but I cannot count the amount of gospel songs I've heard in my entire life. And these songs are good songs, emotional songs, and of course, that's one of the ways they win people over to their religion. And so Christians are experts when it comes to leveraging every available means, to promote their songs through art, through music, through fame, you name it. So you have to give them that. You just have to give them that. Another reason would be charity, altruism, and humanitarianism. In all honesty, Christians tend to be very charitable. However, let me give a caveat here. In Africa, I'm actually a bit conflicted about this point, because one of the biggest criticisms against Christianity in Africa is the fact that African pastors and African churches are exploitative. And to a very large extent, that is true. African pastors would rather collect money from their poor members, to buy themselves private jets, to live in mansions and what have you, while their members continue to suffer. I agree with you. That's a huge criticism against Christianity in Africa. But on the flip side also, I think a good case can be made for the charitable nature of Christians. I've benefited from that. When I lost my dad many years ago, the church supported us financially and in other areas. They supported us. They stood by us during that dark moment. And also when I gained admission to university, the church also, contributed. They contributed a part towards my tuition. And so I can honestly tell you that I've benefited from the charity of the church. And to be honest, I don't think my story is that uncommon. I don't think it is that uncommon. It doesn't take away from the fact that Christianity is quite exploitative, though. I'm not even going to deny that. But I think a good case can also be made for the fact that Christianity is altruistic in nature, is also charitable in nature. I've been thinking lately that most orphanages that I know of in Nigeria are either owned by churches or owned by Christians. Think about it. Why is it the case that most orphanages are owned by churches or Christians? I think it boils down to the fact that Christians are quite charitable in nature. I'm reminded of this story by Yeoman Park, who is a North Korean defectee. She escaped North Korea, and I think she said that when she was escaping from North Korea to, I think, China, Christian missionaries played a huge role in her escape from North Korea to China. Why would Christians go through that length, to rescue someone from North Korea? Why would anybody do that? Think about it. Why would anybody have to do that? It boils down to how charitable and how altruistic they are and how humanitarian they are. There are churches who organize outreaches to orphanages, to poor communities, maybe every December or something. Again, it boils down to how altruistic they are. And of course, if they use that, if they leverage charity as a way to promote their religion, and people become Christians as a result of that, can you blame them for that? So I think something can be said about the altruistic nature of Christians. Another point would be miracles, signs, and wonders. Now, personally, I do not believe miracles exist or not. I don't know if miracles exist. I'm quite agnostic when it comes to that. I personally believe that extraordinary claims demand extraordinary evidence. But the point is this: Christians do a very good job, very good job at convincing people that miracles exist. And all you have to do is just come to their church, and their pastors will pray for you, and you get whatever miracles you need, whether it's healing, whether it's you're facing some health challenges, or whether you need a job or something. Christians do a very good job at promoting miracles, signs, and wonders. Now, and look, it works. It works for them. They are able to win people over to their side. Just look at the typical church convention in Nigeria. You see mammoth crowds, because people just want some type of miracles in their lives. They want some type of miracles in their life. And also, let me also make the case that Nigerian churches especially have used that to exploit people. It's very funny because most of the good qualities of Christianity also end up being most of the qualities that are Christianity's undoing. Claims of miracles have been used as a means to exploit millions of Africans. I would agree with you on that. But the point is, it works for them, though. It works for them in the sense that they are able to win people over to their side. But I don't know if miracles exist or not. Maybe all these things we call miracles are actually placebo. Maybe they are a function of placebo, or maybe they exist or not. I don't know. But the point is, I'm yet to see a convincing, incontrovertible evidence that miracles exist. So, but the point is, Christians do a very good job at leveraging claims of miracles to win people over to their side. And you just cannot deny the fact that it works in that sense. Another thing would be theology. The Christian theology is very attractive, I believe. The fact that you tell people that it doesn't matter what bad things you've done in the past, it doesn't matter how horrible you are as a human being, the Christian God is ever ready to accept you. That theology, I believe, is attractive. And of course, in that sense, it doesn't discriminate against people. It doesn't discriminate against the rich and the poor. It doesn't discriminate against the criminal and the upstanding citizen. So in that sense, everybody wants some sort of repentance for some bad deeds they've done in the past. But the Christian God will tell you that you just come unto me. You just come unto me. I will make you my child. It doesn't matter what horrible things you've done in the past. I'm willing to accept you to my fold. I mean, there are Christian missionaries who go to prisons where you have hardcore criminals. Christian missionaries to go there to preach to people with the same message that it doesn't matter what bad things you've done. It doesn't matter what crimes you've done. Just repent and Jesus will forgive you. And so in that sense, I think the Christian theology is also attractive. And I don't think it's any wonder that they are also, quote unquote, winning people over to their side in droves, especially in Africa. Another point to be that Christianity is very trendy and sexy. I remember when Pentecostal pastors used to use laptops. They would bring laptops to the pulpit and preach. And then came the age of tablets and iPads, and it is switched from laptops to iPads. I don't know what they use these days. But the point is, in that sense, Christianity is quite trendy. They are trendy when it comes to music. They are trendy when it comes to dressing. They are quite trendy. That's what I'm trying to say. So in that sense, I think Christianity is also attractive to people, especially young people, because everybody wants to be trendy. Everybody wants to dress to the nines, right? And so on a typical Sunday, if you watch a typical church, people are dressed to the nines. People want to. It's almost a fashion show. It's almost a fashion show. And so in that sense, Christianity is also quite attractive. Then let me also have that Christianity to a large extent has free speech. If you disagree with a Christian doctrine of a particular church, you are very much free to go and set up your own church and preach whatever it is you believe in. So I would say in that sense, Christianity allows for healthy competition. That robust, healthy, pluralistic competition, I would argue, is also attractive, right? If you don't agree with one particular church, you have a multitude of options for you, and then you can always select from that and identify whatever church appeals to your temperament or appeals to your philosophy. So I think for these reasons, Christianity would still have spread in Africa. I think for these reasons. However, I'm very sure I'm gonna have some people disagree with me based on this point. Now, if you happen to disagree with me, let me know. Drop your comments below. And also, I'm very much interested to hear the Muslim perspective. I want to know, why is it that Islam is also very huge in Africa? I would love a Muslim to comment below, or better yet, you could do a response video from a Muslim perspective. I'm very much looking forward to that. But having said that, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.